I'm bringing you some updates today on the world of buying and selling small businesses, specifically from Reddit. I like to take a look around once a week and see what's happening, see what people are saying on the internet. And on Reddit, users are saying that they're expressing frustration with the difficulty in finding good businesses to purchase. They do comment that it seems like there are some scams on broker sites and on online marketplaces. Not sure about broker sites, but certainly I have seen a couple of scams myself. A friend of mine is looking to buy a business and he sent me a couple of deals and they definitely were scams because the numbers were just completely fabricated. So be careful when you're looking online. The next thing that they comment about is lower priced businesses. They're seeing each other against businesses, purchasing businesses under $350,000 that they may not be worth the time or effort. I don't know. If you have a small business, you could buy some other small businesses and bolt those on. That would be a good approach. But I guess if this is going to be your first business, that's depending on your situation, that's going to be tough, right? That's a very small business. The next thing they go on to talk about is online stores. So they say online stores, many listings are for e-commerce businesses, but users caution that many of these are unsustainable drop shipping or niche businesses. I'm not an expert in that particular niche, so I don't know. Brick and mortar, some users are noting that, and these are my notes, so excuse me reading. Brick and mortar, some users note that traditional businesses, especially those owned by retiring baby boomers, may present opportunities. True. However, others warn that many brick and mortar businesses currently for sale may be struggling with debt. Yeah, so I've seen that, but I've seen across the board all sorts of different things. You'll see brick and mortar businesses that are 100% debt free. I've seen several like that. Sometimes I will see they're debt free, they have a building, but the business owner is older and the revenues may be declining. You can take a look at the financials. You could talk, if it's listed with a broker, you can talk to the broker, find out what kind of debt is on the business. It will be on the balance sheet and the broker will know. So if that's the route that you're taking, if you're speaking to a business owner directly, they'll be able to tell you what their revenue is, what their profit is, hopefully what their profit is. That one's a little tougher because personal expenses are run through the business, but they'll be able to tell you what they owe. Sometimes it can be tough if the business is really small and they have a certain amount of debt, because that means that they have to sell the business for a certain price, which could be more than the business is valued at. So that's just something to be aware of. Okay, next we have Shopify businesses. Shopify runs a marketplace called Exchange for selling. So Shopify businesses. Shopify runs a marketplace called Exchange for selling Shopify businesses. So advice for buyers from the Reddit people. I don't know why I made a note on that Shopify thing. That's not that interesting. Okay, so advice for the buyers from the Reddit people. Due diligence. Users emphasize the importance of thorough financial checks, including reviewing profit and loss statements, balance sheets, and tax returns. That's pretty standard. So that's all good stuff. Lease agreements. For brick and mortar businesses, carefully reviewing lease agreements is crucial, as some commercial leases can be predatory. Okay, predatory, I don't know why that word would be used, but that is a really good point. You will want to check lease agreements because they can be sticky and they can, unless they're assignable, which I haven't seen any that were assignable, but unless they're assignable, me personally, I haven't seen any. Unless they're assignable, you will have to go through the landlord to get that owner approved as the tenant. It's good if the business owner has a good relationship with the landlord because they can talk to them. They certainly can't. It's a fine line, right? Because you're not going to tell everybody that you're selling your business, but just knowing what's in that lease and knowing what to expect and knowing how to have that lease transferred, knowing what increases will be put in place for a new owner, because there could be a certain percentage of increase in rent if the business sells, knowing if the current business owner has first right of refusal, if the building goes up for sale. Yes, lease is very important. So predatory, I don't know about that, but they certainly are a really important piece of this puzzle. Networking. So advice for buyers. Networking. Some suggest networking with baby boomer business owners as a strategy for finding businesses to purchase. That's a great idea. Loads and loads of people are looking for businesses right now. And so there's a lot of buyer outreach. And I'm surprised at how few buyers are actually going directly to business owners. I think that would be a really good strategy because brokers have listings, but if only 20 to 30% of the businesses that are listed for sale actually sell, that reduces the amount of quality listings. It seems like that's what people are indicating here in these notes. So that's a really good approach. Network with business owners directly, contact them. That's what business brokers are doing. So if you want to have a bigger pool of owners to talk to, work with a broker, but then also do some direct outreach and networking yourself. I think that's good advice. Business brokers. So advice for buyers when it comes to business brokers via Reddit. Despite mixed opinions, some users recommend working with business brokers to find established businesses with proper processes and financials in place. That's good advice. Okay, selling a business. So that's the buyer advice as coming from the Reddit community. Selling a business. For those looking to sell their businesses, this is what Reddit recommends, or the Reddit peeps. Listing on business for sale websites like BizBuySell or LoopNet. Yeah, so you can list your business with a broker and you can also list it directly on these sites. I just would be ready because you'll have to answer lots of questions, respond to buyer inquiries. That it's a lot of work, but you can list them. You can list directly on the internet if you're selling your business. Consider hiring a business broker. Okay. Exploring industry-specific associations. Oh, yeah, that's a good one, such as the Texas Association of Business Brokers. So I'm a member of the the CVBBA, Carolinas Virginia Business Brokers Association. And then there's also the International Business Brokers Association, the IBBA. If you want to visit that site, you can find brokers all over the world. And then, yes, you have regional business broker associations where the brokers will be listed. Another good thing to do is the IBBA has a website called sellingyourway.org, and you can go there and you can get educated. You can sign up for their newsletter, and that's built specifically for business owners. So you can check that out. So let's see overall what Reddit has to say. Overall, the Reddit community emphasizes the need for careful evaluation, agreed, realistic expectations, agreed, and thorough research when buying or selling a business. The discussions that I found highlighted the complexities and challenges, I can't talk today, sorry, and challenges involved in these transactions, as well as the potential opportunities for those who approach the process strategically. So that's pretty good stuff. And then another update that I have from this world of small business acquisitions is I spoke to a friend of mine, an old friend of mine today. And when I say old, I've known her for a long time. And she sold her business to her employees, which I think is really interesting because it's something that I think a lot of business owners should be considering. And she actually financed the transaction. And most business owners that I talk to are absolutely terrified of this. And they're scared of financing the transaction and they're scared of selling to their employees. But she did it in such a way that she had a 5-year plan at a certain point with her business. So she started training the employees and getting them ready for this. And she let them know that you're going to have the opportunity to buy the business. Let's go, buckle up and let's get everything running. Tickety boo. And she's done a really good job. She financed it. They didn't have to put any money down. And I know most business owners are afraid of this. When I talk to them, they think that their employees don't have any money. It's just scary for people because if it doesn't work out, you could end up having to take the business back. But if you do what my friend did, which I'm going to be doing more research on this and figuring out how this can be an option for business owners. If you do what my friend did, she's got her paperwork buttoned up. She has an attorney that she works with. This isn't the first time she's done this either. And she highly recommends going this route. I'm going to be exploring this more, writing about this more, seeing how I own a business brokerage firm and seeing how we can incorporate this in with our services, because I know that most business owners, if you own a business, you probably would love to sell to your employees, but we need to remove the fear. And she's been giving me some tips on how we can do that. So I'm going to be coming back with more videos and content on that, and probably doing some webinars and things like that. But we literally just had a deep dive on it today. So that's it for Wednesday updates. Anything else to report for you? Yeah, with regards to the buyers and sellers and what they're all talking about. I know that I posted a comment on a website called Search Funder. And these are acquisition entrepreneurs that are looking for businesses to buy. And I asked them what their biggest challenge was when looking for a business. And every person that responded, and there were quite a few, said finding good deals to buy. So if you have a good business and you're thinking about selling in the future, in the near future, and there are definitely a lot of buyers out there looking. So it may be time to start getting ready. And if you're interested in learning more about this subject, or if you want me to look anything up, or if you'd like any more information, you can just comment in the comments, or you can send me a message.